Yo, people, lateness is greatness. We're back again with the London clubs Carnage. It ain't no game here on these streets. We have to get stuck into it. And really, I'm not gonna lie, the thumbnail is the facts. I can't let London override Kylian Mbappe. It would be a disrespect to the sport if we didn't address it. But before we get into all of that, Lee, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bruv. I'm waiting for you to put up an argument that Hudson-Odoi is better than Mbappe this week or something. Last week it was Pulisic better
seems that you've already...
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that. Tobs, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. You know I'm good, man. I'm here for this. I'm here for this argument too, like Lee says. I'm here for you to tell me that Cho's the best thing since sliced bread and Pulisic is better than Rashford and all these players. I'm here, bro. I'm here.
Wait, you don't think Pulisic? No, I'm not gonna do it. Listen, before we get into all that as well, big up the comment section as well. You guys are mad active. Big up yourselves. You've been waiting. You know what I'm saying? You guys, it's like you're definitely starting to get when the shows are in terms of the times. The ones that are consistent at a certain time, you're starting to know, because I know YouTube don't notify you. They're definitely trying to shake me. So big up to you guys, you know, being active and being ready for the show, knowing that it was going to be at 1 p.m, which means 1:10 as per usual. You know, lateness is greatness around here. But people, we have to talk about Mbappe first, right? How many generational talents are there? Because when you look at Mbappe do things like that, it's very hard to put anybody on his level. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is as well is that he's been doing it consistently. I remember, and this is why at times like this, Twitter looks like a little bit of a joke man platform, because I remember people calling him a kick and run merchant, pace merchant. You saw the techers with those goals. Like, he is just a baller. He won the World Cup at 18 years old. Then he goes and gets a hat-trick last night at Barcelona. And granted, it's not the Barcelona that we all know. I don't love them, so I'm not going to finish that with we all know and love, because I don't love Barcelona. I've got a beef with Barcelona. I'm more than happy to see their decline and demise. But talk to me about that performance, Lee, first of all. That was incredible, wasn't it?
Man, it was mad. It was a joy to watch. Do you know what? I'm not going to... This is going to sound ridiculous, yeah? And I'm not putting him on the same as R9 before anyone.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm putting this out there. That performance last night from Mbappe was like R9's performance at Old Trafford when everyone stood up and clapped him when he played for Madrid. Yeah? Totally different level of player. Don't get it twisted. But it was that good a performance from a visiting player at the Nou Camp, albeit there was no fans there. That was probably the only sad thing about it, was the fact that none of their fans were there to witness it.
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
No, but everyone was sat at home, and it was like, okay, Mbappe's first goal, mad. Yeah, what a goal. Yeah, second goal, just instinctive. He was there at the right. And the mad thing about it was, bruv, yeah, is all three of his goals, not one player was picking him up. Yeah, and on the third goal, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know, I think it was Lenglet or PK, whichever one it was. You can't play them two together anyway. Yeah, I don't know why he's playing them together. Right? But when they're running over halfway, the defenders they're all getting sucked into the guy on the ball. And I'm thinking, you know, you've just left Mbappe wide open, right?
Yeah. Right? They're ball watching. There was a picture that went up online, and it was Mbappe running away from PK and like the shirt tug. And it was like, I think the quote was like, Mbappe like, oh, I'm gonna take your girl, and then PK saying, no, you're not, and then like trying to drag Mbappe back. But the first finish was left-footed, obviously near post, absolutely lashed it home. It very much reminded me of Sergio Aguero at his best, where he would just need very little time in the box, few touches, not really much space to maneuver, and then just backlift straight into the top corner. And obviously the last finish was very Luis Suarez-esque against PSG.
It was Henry-esque.
Yeah,
it was Henry-esque.
You remember when Luis Suarez nuts David Luiz, guys? And then
yeah. Bro, that performance was, I think that's the first time for, I think since the 09 or 99, I can't remember. They said it on commentary that somebody's actually gone there and bagged a hat-trick. Yeah, and I was like, right, this kid is 22 years old. He's already got, I'm not a big stats guy, yeah, but he's already got 40 goal contributions in 41 Champions League games. Yeah, that's mad at 22, bruv. I see people out there comparing him to Rashford. Get in the bin, bruv. Compare Rashford to Walcott. Yeah, like literally. I'm not even joking. Compare him to Walcott, bruv, because at the same age, they're about the same level. And Mbappe's stratosphere is ahead of this guy. Yeah, and it's like, for me, he's got every attribute to be one of the top world-class footballers for the next decade or more, bruv. Because he's quick. Obviously, his pace will slow down as he gets into his late 20s, early 30s, maybe. But he's still lightning quick. And that pace, even if he loses a yard, he's still going to be quicker than most players, even when he's 30. Yeah. His dribbling ability is a joke. Like, his finishing is just insane. Left foot, right foot. Yeah. The way he can hold the ball up, he's strong, he's physical. Yeah. But his footballing IQ is mad. He knows exactly where to be on a football pitch. He knows exactly when to make the run. He knows exactly when to hold back. Yeah. So like for the second goal, he didn't go bursting into the box. He just jogged into that box, and he knew that if there's a cutback or it bounces back out to him, bang, he's on it. And he was. And what a finish that was as well. Yeah. And the third goal, what a way to complete a hat-trick, man. That was just unbelievable. And he could have so easily shanked that or just scuffed it, or just p-rolled it to the keeper, because I was flicking between the two games, and I see umpteen times in the Leipzig Liverpool game players like scuffing decent opportunities. Yeah, but this guy's levels, bruv. Like, he's levels. He's amazing, man, and he is a joy to watch. And a lot of people think he's overrated. I think he's underrated.
He's class. He's absolute. He's an unreal footballer as well. And the thing is, I'm guilty of being one of those people, not in recent years, but like literally right at the start of their careers, when he was at Monaco and Rashford was at Man United. I actually thought there was a debate to be had there when Rashford was. No, it's the truth. I'll be honest with it. When Rashford was 18, came out the gate, Mbappe came out the gate. But I feel like within a year or so of watching both players, from the statement I made, it was evidently clear. It's night and day. And I rate Rashford highly. I think Marcus Rashford is a top talent. I really think he is. I think he's quality. But Mbappe is just next level. And Matisse was right. We hear all these words about generational this, generational that, yeah. Mbappe is a generational player. Like, he's doing things at his age that you don't see normal people do. You really don't. Like, and he's probably one of the very few footballers in world football that deserves that generational tag as well. And what's crazy as well is I felt like he needed that hat trick, because I am a stats guy as well. I like the aesthetics, but I like to focus on stats as well. And we watched it in the Champions League final last year. Mbappe flattered to deceive. We saw him the year before, after destroying Man United at Old Trafford, in the return leg at the Parc des Princes. He was off it. They needed him to deliver. He didn't deliver. And then it prompted all those stupid Rashford Mbappe memes when Rashford had his hand on Mbappe's head. So, like, I felt like this was very much vindication for Mbappe and for the Mbappe fans who just wanted people to realize, this guy is amazing. And I don't want people to get lost in the sauce and think that he's all speed and aggression. The guy is a quality footballer. He's a good technician. He can pass the ball. He can dribble with the ball. He's an excellent finisher. Like Lee said, elite movement. He can play three positions. You put him on the left, you put him on the right, you put him centrally, he's going to deliver. And I think he's one of the very few players in world football who gets into any team on the planet. Any team on the planet.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what now. Hat-trick at Nou Camp. In Champions League knockout football, destroying the World Cup, destroying the Champions League in knockout football again.
Scored in the final, didn't he? The World Cup.
He scored in the final. Like, he's done all of this before the age of 22. That is what you call generational. That is
younger than Matisse.
Player.
True, yeah, he's literally younger than me.
Mad, isn't it?
Mad.
Crazy. He's 6 years younger than me, and he's already.
I ain't even telling you how much younger he is. He is dad.
He's 6 years younger, and the thing is, here's another example as well. So I like his third goal, the way he struck that into the bottom corner. There's one player who I like that in Barcelona's team who didn't play well yesterday, Ousmane Dembele. He didn't play well. He had a poor game yesterday, but he's a player I like a lot. And the difference, I'm not sure if you remember it, but there was a chance when Messi snuck into the box. The shot was blocked, and Ousmane Dembele was right in the box, and he just had to stroke it. If you hit it top corner,
Messi dribbled through.
Yeah, Messi dribbled through.
Yeah.
And it's such a tame effort. And I'm just thinking, that's the difference in levels. That's the difference between Dembele being a talented player without the application and potency, and a player right at the peak of his powers at 22 years old in Mbappe. Mbappe, one touch, goal. You knew he was going to score it. There was no doubt whatsoever.
He's an incredible player, and really the debate begins about who is generational with him. Is there anybody else with him? I've heard Phil Foden's generational. I've heard Greenwood is generational. I've heard everybody and their mother is generational. I can't even lie. Even I shanked the title and said Reece James at one point, but now
you make me this guy, man.
I'm gonna be.
You know who's
probably did it with Hudson-Odoi as well. I'm gonna be respectful over the tag. Listen, I've taken that back since then. All right, I apologize. I think we've all at some point shared the word generational when we shouldn't have. We should have been a little bit more delicate. Some people are saying Felix. Some people are saying this,
I don't think Felix. You know what? I'm gonna say a name that you're probably gonna be like, what? But and I know he's had a bad season.
Oh no.
But I actually think Trent Alexander-Arnold is a generational player. Like, and the reason why, the reason, no, one sec.
Please get your chair, mate.
Let me just explain. The reason why is because his quality on the ball is insane. He is an insane footballer, technically. Like, I think people need to realize that as well. I know defending is not his strong point, but his qualities on the ball are not normal. You don't see many right backs in world football play the way he can play, the way he can pass the ball, the way he can shoot a ball, the way he can cross a ball. It's pinpoint.
I feel like because you won last week, you're just giving us you're taking
no.
We're taking wins this week, mate. We're taking wins this week.
You can call it L, but people are like, it's crazy. He's literally a playmaker at right back.
But he's quite limited as well in the respect, don't you think? No.
In what sense?
I mean, as a right back, he can't really defend. We've seen that this season. He's been exposed ridiculously on 1v1 a ridiculous amount of times. His job as a right back is to defend as much as it is to go forward. I
agree. And I said that's why.
Like, for someone that's meant to be generational, I would say he'd have to do both sides of the ball very well. Like, he'd have to do both sides of the ball in a generational way for me to say he's generational. For him to be a shocking defender. Yeah,
that's fair. I'm just talking about his on-the-ball qualities. His on-the-ball qualities is insane. Like, I struggle to give you a right back in world football who is as good as him on the ball in terms of crossing, shooting, dribbling.
That guy gets the ball away way too many times. Yeah, to be even considered as anywhere near a top-class right back, let alone generational. He can't defend, like Matisse said. Yeah. He gives the ball away too much. He is literally just a spam cross merchant, yeah, with a great free kick, yeah. And that's not taking a mick out of him because I'd rather him at Arsenal than Bellerin, yeah, right. And he is in terms of the quality of right back in the league, he probably is in the conversation to be one of the best in the league because the quality in this league's dead. Yeah,
do you know what Boogeyman says? Stop hating, guys. Trent can become a world-class player.
I see
world-class and generational is two different things.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. But I see some comments here saying Cancelo is better than him. I think Cancelo is a better all-round right back. I do think he is better than him. But what I'm saying is Trent is what, like 21, 22 years old? He's been playing at the top level for how many years now? For like 3-4 years now, and he's been a linchpin in arguably top 5 best teams in Europe for the last 3-year period. I think
if he was to go to a side, let's say in Europe, let's say Juventus, bruv, it'd get absolutely run ragged.
Like,
it'd get run ragged.
He's getting run ragged in the league. He's getting run ragged in the Premier League.
How much is it?
He's getting run ragged in the Premier League, but it's his qualities on the ball, bro. It's not that. Maybe generational is the wrong word. So, you know, I'll take that statement back. Maybe he's not a generational talent, but I just think he deserves honorary mention for his qualities on the ball. They are fake. They're not normal, bro.
You think that's more down to Liverpool's system. If you took him out and put him at Tottenham, yeah, he wouldn't look that good. If you put him at other teams in the league, Wan-Bissaka is levels ahead of that guy defensively. Yeah, and Wan-Bissaka's attacking play this season has got a whole lot better.
No, but Lee, Wan-Bissaka is way better than Trent defensively, but Wan-Bissaka isn't even 100th of 10th.
What's the job of a right back, though, bruv? Is to defend. Your first job is to defend.
I agree, and that's why I've retracted the statement about him being a generational right back. But I'm talking about his qualities as a player. He's unreal. He's unreal. Offensively, anyway. Defensively, leaves a lot to be desired. But offensively, he's unreal. He's 22 years old. Who's to say that he can't get better at defending? For me, the hardest thing the hardest thing for right, it's harder for me to see right backs attack than it is defend. I feel like defending is something that can be taught. Kyle Walker was never a great defender growing up, and he was molded into a really good defender. Danny Rose wasn't a good defender growing up, and he was molded into a very good defender. I feel like Trent's already got the hard part. He's an excellent ball player. So if he does clock the defending, he's going to be a serious problem.
For me, when we talk about generational, you look at players like Zidane, Ronaldinho, Mbappe, Dani Alves at right back. That's for me what generational is. And
yeah, and you're right. And I you know what, guys? I'll take the L. It's my L.
Boogeyman's gone. He's like, no, I'm gone. I changed my mind. I'm not riding or dying with Toby. I'm gone.
I don't think you can really put anyone in that category because listen, Haaland. I've seen a lot of people saying that Haaland. Yeah. It's hard to put him in that category. Haaland reminds me very much of Harry Kane, but a younger version. Yeah, his dribbling's it's better than Kane's, to be fair. His dribbling, but they're very good finishers. Yeah, like from in and around the box. Yeah, you put Haaland and Kane in similar situations, they will score most of their chances. Yeah, can you put him in generational? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think when we talk generation, because the thing is, it's weird because like Thierry Henry wasn't a generational talent when he was growing up. He wasn't, but he became a generational player. R9 was a generational talent and also maintained being a generational player up until the age of 27, 28. So I really think that this generational discussion is very subjective and it has
more levels to it.
Yeah. Because
like, I'm not gonna lie, talent and player, that's a very good distinction you've made there. Like talent is maybe the ability to become, and player is what you're doing currently.
Exactly.
That would be a good way. So I think when you all go back to the TL on Twitter, let everybody know talent is projection and player is actual generational player. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's make that a rule now going forward to ease the debate. I mean, apart from that game really did signify maybe the end of Messi at Barcelona. I would hope, because surely my brother's not going to stick around there after that.
He's gone. Messi's gone.
Times do we have to see Messi?
Did you hear what their top boy said? He said that Messi's 30% of our profit every year. Yeah, and he said that he wants to win titles. It's not about the money for Messi. Blah blah blah. Yeah. I don't think he's staying though. I think he's going City, bro.
He's going PSG or City for sure.
Yeah, I would love to see him in the Prem. I've said it before. I think it'd be brilliant for the Prem just to have him. Like we don't get those ballers over here. We don't get the R9s. We never got the Ronaldinhos, the Zidanes, Kaká. I don't know what it is, but them South American real ballers just do not want to come here. We get the Paulinhos and the Williams and all these guys.
But there needs to be a wider discussion on the lack of top South American ballers coming through anyway, though, because I was saying this to my friend the other day and I was like, you know what, Brazil's squad, it's stronger now than it was maybe like 5-6 years ago. I remember at the 2014 World Cup, that squad was crap. It was literally Neymar carrying a bunch of bums and then probably a really good defense. But as good as it's progressed in recent years, when you look at the young Brazilian talents coming through, how many of them can you say are generational? None of them. Martinelli's not generational.
I'm joking.
Yeah, so you got Martinelli, Rodrigo, Vinicius. I can't remember who the other one is as well. Is it Renier or whatever?
Yeah, Renier. I think he's at
Renier.
What he was.
I'm watching these guys, and they look like they got something about them. They look like they're good prospects, but are they real, proper top Brazilian ballers? Because when I was growing up, and I was watching Copa America Brazil 2004. I saw Fabiano, I saw Robinho, I saw Luis Fabiano, I saw ballers, bro. Even my man as well. You lot may not remember him properly, but Diego, he played for Wolfsburg.
The attacking midfielder. Yeah.
Baller, bro. Absolute baller. And I'm looking at this.
You can even go further back to Ronaldinho, Roberto, Cafu, Dani Alves, Marcelo.
The teams that I grew up on for Brazil, bruv, you ain't ever seeing that ever again. That was madness, bruv. Brazil just used to take liberties, bruv, with Ronaldinho and all them ones. R9, bruv. I remember the World Cup where R9 got the death threats and that. They said if he plays the final, they're gonna get him, bruv. Yeah, and he dropped a bit of a stinker, but But that was against France when France won it. And bruv, I grew up on proper Brazilian teams, bruv. Yeah, when you look at, you're right, Toby. When you look at Brazil's team now, you just look at their squad and you just think, well, I know a few of the names. Yeah, and Gabriel Jesus, people are putting in the chat, decent player. Is he?
Good, but he's not like
he's not. He's not.
Yeah. No, he's not.
If anything, these brothers need to give their passports back because they are nowhere near the level of the players that we've just mentioned. It's actually it's a disrespect to Brazil. I'm not gonna lie. Now that I think about it, this is very disrespectful. Only Neymar is maybe the last one.
But I grew up on Adriano, R9, Ronaldinho, like Cafu, Roberto Carlos, proper ballers, bruv.
And the thing is
it Lucio, the centre back? Lucio?
Yeah. But the thing is as well, like this is what I'm saying. Like if you look at Brazil's squad right now, for me, it's easily the best team in South America. Like it's got really good players, some even quality as well. It's got Casemiro, Neymar, Coutinho, Gabriel Jesus, Firmino.
They're just good.
Who else they got? Fullback. Richarlison. All of these. They got the thing is they got Arthur as well. Yeah. They got Douglas Luiz. They got like really good players.
They're all the same level, innit?
But that's what I'm saying. They got like really good players. They got like quality players. But when you compare this Brazil squad to the Brazil squad at the 2002 World Cup, 2006 World Cup, is it as good? No, it's not. It's not. It's better than the 2014 World Cup team. But nah, it's not levels like that, man. It's not, man. It's 100%. Not. It's good. It's good, but it's not elite. And I feel like that's indicative of South American ballers right now. So they're not producing top talents as well. The same can be said in Argentina. The same can be said for Colombia. They're not producing elite level talents anymore, man.
Boogie Man says, what do you guys think of Rashford? I mean, he's not generational.
He's
not generational, but he's quality, man.
He's a very good player. I personally would rate him higher than Martial as a player.
Oh yeah, I used to rate Martial higher, but Rashford for me, he just steps up more than Martial. And you know what it is? There are players, because we were discussing it in my group chat today, and the reason why I like Mbappe is so sorry to put Rashford and Mbappe in the same sentence. They don't deserve to be in the same sentence. But the reason why Mbappe is just everyone likes him is just because he's so menacing. Like flick of a switch, he can literally turn the game on its head. And to a much lesser extent, I feel like Marcus Rashford has this menacing streak in him at Man United. I've seen many games for Man United where Rashford will literally pick up the ball and will just rinse his fullback and create something. I remember at Old Trafford last year, I went to watch us play against United and we lost that game 2-1. And Marcus Rashford by himself destroyed our right side. Like we couldn't live with him. Constant menace. And I think if you look at
Tottenham couldn't live with Theo Walcott, he's on the same level.
Nah, Rashford's better than Theo Walcott.
I think Rashford's better.
Winger,
just
striker.
in terms of technique. I remember seeing Rashford score a free kick at Stamford Bridge, and I was at the game. And the dip and the swerve, that's not Walcott. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, like, I've seen Theo Walcott run through your whole team when you had a mad team at the Bridge and we done you 5-3. Yeah, I've seen him run through your whole team. John Terry was centre back, bro. Come on,
I think Rashford is
a moments in games where players were great, bro.
My memory's a bit foggy with that game.
I think Rashford's a better footballer than Theo Walcott. I didn't really. Theo Walcott was dangerous. I thought Theo Walcott was a good player for Arsenal, but he didn't have he had the finishing, but he didn't have the football intelligence, in my opinion, man.
He was more of a speed merchant. If you're gonna say,
I think with Walcott, he didn't. Yeah, you're right. I think Rashford's technically better. Yeah, and I think Walcott was quicker in pace, but Rashford's pretty quick, to be fair. Rashford, you said a minute ago, has got that moment where he can just step up and bang. Walcott used to have that, yeah, but he doesn't have it as much. And the thing is, I'm only playing when I say Rashford and Walcott, yeah? I do think Rashford is better than Walcott. Yeah, let's just get that straight. He is better than Walcott, but I just look at Rashford and I think, like, you know, so the amount of times I watch him and I just think, like, bruv, you're not all that, are you? Really? You're genuinely not all that. But then other times I watch him and I think, you're actually on it today and you're mad. But
you know what that is, though?
Between being a good player and being proper top class. Because you don't have the consistency.
Yeah, and Rashford's not at that top class level yet, but as a talent, I think he's a quality talent. I feel like he is someone who's going to be if he continues at the rate he's going and improves his decision making, that's the key. Because that's what always holds Rashford back. his decision making in key moments. It's got a lot better the last season and even this season, but it's still not like good enough for you to say that it's a distinguishable feature of his game, his decision making. It needs to improve massively, but his production has improved. His shooting has improved as well. And I just feel like his ability to win matches for Man United has improved as well. So I feel like if his decision-making gets better, and you expect it will, he's like 23 years old, you expect his decision-making to get better.
We thought that with Theo though, bro. Yeah. And this is why I do think Rashford is a better footballer than Theo was, yeah. But this is the thing. When Theo came through and he was at Southampton and he was chipping goalkeepers from 40 yards, and then we signed him. Then he went to the World Cup, never played. Yeah, we signed him and we were like, oh my God. I remember him coming on against Barcelona. I was at the game, yeah. We drew 2-2. Ibrahimovic scored twice that night, yeah. And we brought Walcott off the bench at 2-0. He scared the crap out of him. We got it back to 2-2. And he should have scored right at the end as well. Right. And after the game, we were all going like, oh my God, Theo's arrived, man. He has arrived. Games against Tottenham, he always turned up. The game at the Bridge, he turned up against you lot. League Cup final, he scored against you lot. And then you went on to do us with Drogba twice, I think it was 2-1, I think. Yeah, that was when we had like Senderos at centre back and that.
I remember,
this is the thing. If you look at the players that Walcott played with, and then you look at the players that Rashford's playing with, I expect Rashford to be better than him. But sometimes I just look at him and like he's got so many similarities with Walcott. He can't stay on side enough. He's always offside, man. It's so frustrating. The other night, he was offside 4 times in 10 minutes. And I'm just like, what are you doing, Rashford, yeah? Theo used to do the same. When they're good, they go through like spells where they can bang, 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 4, 5, 6 games in a row. But when they're bad, they're both bad. Yeah, they run down blind alleyways. They give the ball away. They're offside. They don't track back. They can't cross. But
and
I do agree. I do agree that he is. I think he is better than Walcott. He's a better team than Walcott had around him. So if that doesn't help him progress in the next couple of years, if by the time he gets, what is he now, 22, 23?
Yeah, he's 23. This is my point, is that the next couple of years for him are crucial in deciding if he's going to be a world-class player or is he just going to be a good player. Like, he could become Man United's next Martial, where, again, I like Martial, but, like, he's not world-class. You know what I'm saying? He's now just... Yeah, he's not. He's very inconsistent. Yeah, he's a very inconsistent, and he's potentially just a very good player on his day. That is what Martial's become for being real. You know what I'm saying? He can't get into the France squad for good reason, and he's not lining it up on a weekly basis. And he's been in the Premier League for as long as I can remember. He is a player that has not lived up to the hype, in my opinion. Rashford he's in that now. Like, he's still young, 23, but he's got the next couple of years, 25, 26, where you expect him to make that leap, where he is that guy that's scoring your 20, 25 goals, or he's just going to be your guy that is inconsistent and only chips in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get you, and I think this is what I'm saying. I feel like you're seeing a progression in Rashford's game. Last season, 22 goals in 44 appearances. This season, 16 goals in 37 appearances. I know obviously people will say, oh yeah, he scores, but he takes pens as well, etc. But ever since Bruno Fernandes came, he's taken the majority of Man United's pens. Rashford is on 16 and 37 this season, and that's even with him going through some of these spells where he's like we said, he's been inconsistent. He's not played well. I think even recently as well, he's only got 1 goal in his last 10 appearances. Performances in recent weeks have sort of fell off, like he's dropped off a cliff. But these are the parts of his game he needs to iron out. Like, it can't just be big spells of positivity and explosiveness and then small spells of nothingness. Like, he needs to try and find a way to sort of level this out over a season, and that way he becomes a much more reliable player for Man United and a much more reputable player on the planet as well. So I think future
they also need at Man United and him to have a conversation about what his best position is, because sometimes you'll see him leading the line, and then other times you'll see him on the left, then other times you'll see him on the right. And it's like, you're not that good that you can do that in 3 different positions.
Yeah,
you have to have one position.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. But he has had good games on the right, though. He has had good games.
He's had good games on the left. Against Liverpool in the Cup, he fucking absolutely ripped Trent Alexander-Arnold, ripped him to shreds. But then, like, you see him in the next game on the left. I think that was again against Liverpool, and it was like, well, where was the Rashford from last week? Yeah, it was like chalk and cheese. It's mad. And that's the thing with him. Matisse is spot on. The next 2 seasons are crucial in determining how good this guy is actually going to be, not just for Man U, but for England as well. Yeah. Because Harry Kane in the 2 years' time is going to be on the downward, and he's going to be coming towards the end of his career. That's where you need somebody like Rashford to step up and be the main man for England then. You know what I mean?
I think Harry Kane might last a lot longer. I mean, it depends on injuries, obviously, because he seems to get an injury every season. I think Harry Kane might last a lot longer than most people expect, mainly because he doesn't rely on his pace. So I see a lot of fast strikers who very much rely on getting in behind, like your Rashfords and etc. When they lose their pace, their decline is a lot sharper because now they have to adjust their game. They have to become a different player. And it's only very elite players like Cristiano Ronaldo who, okay, I don't have my pace anymore, or I'm not as quick as I once was. Let me evolve myself into a different position and become a striker or whatever. But most players can't do that. Harry Kane doesn't have much pace. Do you know what I'm saying? He's already got the fundamentals of his link-up play and everything down to a T. So really, it just comes down to injuries for me in terms of how long he lasts. But there was a comment earlier that said we hyped up German Matic as a generational talent from iTest Merchant. Yeah, you know, Kai Havertz again. He was linked with generational talent. This is why I'm just keeping this word to just Mbappe for now. I think Erling Haaland is on the cusp of it, but I don't want to give it to him just yet because Bundesliga tax. and also he has done it in Champions League 100%, but he hasn't. Like the thing with
Haaland, Matisse, right? He can dribble, he's pretty quick, but he just looks clumsy on the ball, and that's why I likened him to Kane at times, because when Kane first came through, you could see he had on that. No, listen, hear me out, because I rate Harry Kane massive. I think
Harry Kane's not clumsy, is he?
No, but when Harry Kane first came through, not now. Yeah, Kane don't look clumsy on the ball now because Kane's evolved into a world-class striker, in my opinion, and a world-class footballer. Yeah, but when he first came through, they're big, they're tall, they're wide. Yeah, they can finish from any angle. Yeah, but they just look clumsy. When Kane first came through, he looked clumsy on the ball. Haaland sometimes does that and he over dribbles it and stuff like that. You get him in and around the penalty box, it's in the back of the net. And I remember listening to Harry Kane saying, it was Pochettino talking about Harry Kane. And he said that he stays behind after training, and he aims for that side netting on every shot. Because if you get that ball on the side netting, it's like a low-driven one on FIFA, isn't it? Yeah. And the amount of times you watch Harry Kane take a shot from outside the box and it hits the side netting as it's gone in. Yeah. And he's worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. And he's adapted his game where he can drop a lot deeper this season and affect the whole of the attacking play. Yeah. Haaland's only 20, right? And Haaland reminds me a lot of Harry Kane when he first broke through. It was like, boy, this guy's got some ability here. Yeah. And he's finishing chances that you wouldn't expect a 20, 21-year-old to finish outside the box. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't mugging Kane off. I rate him. I think he's world class. Yeah. Right. But Haaland, for me, I don't think he's in that world class bracket yet. I don't think Haaland is a world class player, but I feel like I don't want to use the word generational, but what he's doing at this age isn't normal. Like,
you don't think he's world class yet? Because he is one of the best strikers in the world. Would you not think?
Oh yeah, he's one of the best strikers in the world, but I
don't think he's world class yet.
I don't think I don't think you can give him that world class tag yet because we need to see. I still think we need to see his pedigree solidified more in Europe. He's only had this will be his first full season in the top 5 European league, because last year he played half the season at Salzburg and then the other half at
you want to see it on the knockout stages of the Champions League, big night.
Yeah, and he delivered last year against PSG. What I'm saying is, for me, being a world-class player, you need to be performing at the highest level consistently. And there are certain exceptions to the rule, like your Mbappes, who just break the norm. And I think Haaland could very well break the norm, but I just feel like it's too early to even see whether he's broken the norm yet, because he's only been at Dortmund for like a year and a bit. His scoring rate is ridiculous, and I want him to continue. And then I want it to be without debate that, this guy is certified that world-class player. But if you're not going to call Haaland a generational talent, then what do you call him? Because he's not some normal talent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What you were saying, Lee, about like maybe sometimes he looks clumsy, but I feel like he dribbles with intent, and his scoring, his finishing is freakishly insane.
Yeah, his finishing is mad.
It's ridiculous.
This is the thing. It's very Harry Kane-esque. Yeah, which is why I come. And they're both tall. They were both wide and at that age and coming through. Yeah, but their finishing from all angles is very similar. Yeah. They can score headers. They can score from the left-hand side, top corner. They can score bottom corner. They can score from the right into the bottom and top. Very, very similar players. And I do think he is going to make it into that top tier. Yeah, because I think he is a really talented footballer, man. Really talented.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If he's not generational, then what word do we use to describe him? Because I feel like, as I said, I feel like you have to call him a generational talent because what he's doing is so far from the realms of normality that there's no other way you can sort of stamp it.
I mean, how old is he? What is he? 19 years old?
He's 20 years old. He does it in the international stage. He's doing it at Dortmund. He's done it in the Champions League. He was doing it in RB. He was doing it at Salzburg as well.
Salzburg,
what do you call him if he's not a generational striker, or better yet, a generational talent? Like, this is what we were saying before.
He's played 41 games for Dortmund, 39 goals, 9 assists. That's pretty mad.
Insane. This is what I'm saying. Like, he has to be a generational.
I have issue with Bundesliga, though. I can't lie.
That's the thing. That's the only. Yeah, but then
Toby, I know you shake your head, but I saw Mkhitaryan do mad numbers.
Yeah, and you saw Kevin De Bruyne do mad numbers there. And look at Kevin De Bruyne. You saw.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, but Kevin De Bruyne obviously could translate it, and I'm not saying Haaland's not going to translate it.
Yeah, but did anyone when De Bruyne then went to Man City? I remember people sitting there saying 54 million for De Bruyne.
Paul Merson. Yeah? Paul Merson.
Yeah, not just him, but there was others as well, innit? Saying,
I think Haaland. What will probably for me, he's generational, and I think he's 20 years old. Of course, he's got areas to work on, but I feel like his hold up play. I feel like that's got gears to go as well because his hold up play is not at its best, but I feel like that's got gears to go, and his left foot is just forget about it, man.
We had a super chat saying big up Lee, big up the Rat Army, and Messi's body language is looking a bit mad. Yeah, 100%. I think when I'm looking at Messi, just to finalize, I think it could be his time. Do you know what I mean? Time to go. And I would love to see it. I personally would love nothing more than Barcelona to continue to fall. They are a team, that have just become so arrogant in the way that they dealt with other teams in the press. We want your player, getting their players to come out in press conferences and talk like they run Europe
and all them ones. You know what I
mean? I love the football though. I love the football at their prime.
When they were at their best, they were unreal, weren't they? It was such a joy to watch, man.
Yeah,
I've seen Messi score 4 against us, bruv. We were 3-1 up in that tie. Bentner scored to put us 3-1 up in the new camp over the 2 legs, and then Messi went.
Oh, I remember Messi took over. Wasn't that one where he dicked it over Szczesny? He dicked it.
Was it Szczesny or Fabianski? Can't remember. Or
I think it was Szczesny. No, it could have even been Almunia at this point. I
don't even know. Yeah, he chipped it over him, and then
Fabianski.
He's taken liberties with so many of your goalkeepers. It's hard to remember which one.
It's hard to keep up.
Absolute classic games. That and the Bayern Munich thumping as well, back to back, home and away. That was beautiful times. It reminded me very much of Germany versus Brazil.
If we come up against Mbappe, bruv, Bellerin would have to hide. It just have to make it put a sick note in for that game.
Do you know what was great to see about Mbappe as well? Just on the final point is that no Neymar yesterday. And he stood up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people always felt like, everyone always felt like he was Neymar's right-hand man, and he was always going to need Neymar to profit in terms of chance creation and whatnot for him to be the runner. But he did it on his own yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was good to see him. Verratti was amazing as well. Just to give him
man, he was mad. And I don't want to see none of this Declan Rice 80 million, bro. Verratti is levels.
That's who you spent 80 million on.
Verratti, that's a world-class midfielder. And I've been saying this, and people are like, oh, but how can you call him world-class? He plays in French league. He's world-class. Because every time you see him on the biggest stage, he rarely disappoints.
Rolls-Royce in midfield, bruv. And do you know what? Declan Rice ain't even the best midfielder at West Ham. Souček is. Like, let's be real here. Souček's levels better than Declan Rice.
Declan Rice I like Declan Rice. I think he's
decent, but he ain't 80 million.
Paredes was really good yesterday as well. I think he's another one as well that people really sleep on because he's not as good defensively, but his passing range is superb. We saw it against Leipzig last year, and we saw it yesterday. Against Barcelona at the new camp. Like he was slicing them open with his passes. Him and Verratti.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I Test Merchant says Kai Havertz. We should never have. It's a disgrace that we hyped him up to be generational. He's mid. I'm not gonna say too much more because I know these guys.
Wait. Read that again. Sorry, read that again. What's that?
He said basically it's a disgrace that we hyped up Kai Havertz to be generational. He's basically mid. I never said he was generational. A lot of Chelsea fans said he was generational. I never said Kai Havertz was generational.
Do you think in the conversation?
He's not mid. He's not mid.
He's not mid. But
no, he's not. He's not mid. No, he's above mid.
Elite level player. He isn't. He's a very good talent, and he did his thing in the Bundesliga. But for me, with Kai Havertz, I think he will come good for Chelsea.
Yeah,
he will come good for Chelsea. But it's just people get carried away sometimes when they see a player do something. It's just like, calm down, give the player time before you start throwing all these labels at them, because then once you throw these labels at these players, it puts unnecessary pressure on them. And you Chelsea fans are guilty. You're repeat offenders when it comes to doing this. A good player, you'll gas him up to be the best thing since sliced bread. And then when people judge these players as the best thing since sliced bread, when they're not performing, you start saying, "Oh, man, are being harsh on our players." They're not being harsh on our players. It's because you keep telling us these players are that good. And if we're watching them and they're not doing what you lot are saying they're meant to be doing, how else do you want people to judge them?
Chelsea fans and Man United fans are guilty of this. I can't lie, on Twitter, because they did it. Man United done the same with Rashford, comparing him to Mbappe, saying that Greenwood now they're probably saying it's generational as well. Same with Martial. And Chelsea, 100% Chelsea fans are guilty.
Do you think, because somebody said earlier,
we did it with Reece James, did it with Hudson-Odoi.
Somebody in the chat earlier said it was way back. Said Saka and Foden. Yeah, Saka's not generational. Yeah, Saka's class, man. He ain't generational. Phil Foden, maybe we'll see in the next couple of seasons. I don't know.
Foden is
maybe with Saka as well. You never know. In the next couple of seasons,
I think they're the two best. They're the two best young English talents in the league for sure.
They and you know what? They have
right
both.
Now anyway.
They have both coming absolutely fantastic this season as well. Yeah, but the thing with that is, once this season's done, go to the Euros, go and smash it in the Euros, and we've got a sick team, yeah, but we've got a shite manager.
There you go,
yeah. He don't even pick Grealish anymore, bruv. Like, what is he doing? Yeah, but then next season, I want to see Saka level up. I want to see Foden level up again, and that's then when we can then have the debate on Saka and Foden. For now, for me, it's just Mbappe, bruv.
Yeah, someone's saying Davis, Fatty, generational as well.
Ansu Fati, quality.
He's a quality player.
So good. I don't want to call him. I don't think he's generational though, not yet. But he's quality. He is. Quality.
There's a lot. Do you know what? Do you know what I've learned? There's a lot of players flirting with that line. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of
the thing is with Felix, people keep saying Felix, yeah, João Felix. You can't be generational, bruv, if you ain't scored a goal in the last 15, 20 games and you're an attacking midfielder for Atletico. Yeah, how is that? And they're sat top of the league. I know he dictates play and he is fantastic. His dribbling ability is mad. His passing is mad, but he's also mad overrated. Yeah, he's quality, but
again, that's another player where I say world-class potential. But we spoke about it with Mbappe. These big moments, World Cup, you're delivering. Like there's levels. You know what I'm saying? If Felix hasn't gone and done Champions League knockout back to like consistently.
Felix is what? Just come back from injury recently?
He just come back from injury, exactly. Yeah.
The thing is, I do agree that Felix is overrated, but I also believe that he's a very, very talented player. I don't want to call him generational though, because I've not really seen like I've seen a player who will be one of the best players in the world in the next couple of years. He can potentially become a generational player, but I don't think he's a generational talent right now. I remember
when he was at Benfica, he was doing unbelievable stuff in the Europa League. Because I think
he was making a mockery of the Europa League.
Yeah, Felix was making an absolute mockery of the Europa League in the knockout stages. It was absolutely just dismantling the Europa League time and time again.
He's got the ability to just sit people on their backside, bro.
Yeah, exactly. He's a throwback footballer. He's a throwback.
Like there are some players who just have this wizardry when it comes to how they like handle football. Like his first touch, the way he moves with the balls, or like you can tell, like this player, you are a high technician. Do you get what I'm saying? But I just feel like people, again, it's one of them ones similar to Kai Havertz. People are so desperate to shoehorn these players into statuses and levels that they still need to Like let them develop and nurture at their own rate, and
Let
then
them
when they're doing their thing, then give them the plaudits. There's nothing wrong in you saying Felix is a talented player, but don't go overboard and saying, "Oh, he's world class, he's generally like." Just let him lean.
Because again, the difference. Mbappe has been doing this every single season, year in, year out, since Monaco. Like even with Monaco, they didn't have the best of teams. There was a good team, but like Bernardo Silva was only just like it was a very young team. It wasn't full of established players where you're like, okay, of course he's gonna thrive. It was a good young team, but they still got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? He was still ripping it up there with a very much finished Falcao. And then you've got a situation where he goes to France and you're playing against, again, that France team is very difficult to get into. It's full of world-class players. And again, he stood out. So it just goes to show the levels. Because people say that when you surround yourself with world-class players, you expect them to do better. But also, if you are surrounded by world-class players, your competition is ridiculous and you could easily look out of place. Like when you're surrounded by Pogba's and Kante's and all these players, Griezmann's, it's very easy for you to it's very easy to spot who does not fit in. And it's not like he didn't fit in; he stood out. So
exactly
for that.
And this is the thing why I'm like, there's people throw the generational word out too much, and I'm comfortable. I may not think of many off the top of my head now, but for right now, I'm comfortable in saying that Mbappe and Haaland, for me, are the only two like top generational talents I see in world football now. I'm comfortable saying that because these guys are literally doing it in the best club competition on the planet. They do it on the international stage, and they're doing it at their respective clubs as well. And they're doing it at a rate that isn't normal. It's not normal at all. So I'm happy with that. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah. Someone said Harry Kane is class, to be honest, but his team is crap. Any fears of losing Harry Kane this summer, Tobs?
Oh, 100%. 100%. The fear has always been there with Spurs fans. We were lucky last year because COVID really set in last year. Kane obviously just came back from a 6-month layoff. Obviously, COVID isn't lucky because, of course, we don't want COVID to be here. But what I mean by that is that because of COVID, clubs weren't as willing to part with their cash as they would have done had there not have been COVID. And Harry Kane had just come back from a 6-month layoff, so his stock wasn't as high, and there was a reluctance to spend. But I feel like people have seen what Harry Kane. He's reminded everyone what he's capable of doing this season. He's 27. He's going to be 28 years old. Like you said, his game doesn't rely on pace. Yes, he gets his injury knocks and whatnot, but he's shown people what we've known for years as Spurs fans, that he is a very complete footballer, not just striker, footballer. Yeah. He can do a lot of things to a high level. And I feel like big clubs are going to be sniffing around him this summer and next summer because they know that Spurs aren't going to be in the Champions League. We have a stadium that we need to pay off. Obviously, we got the necessary framework in place to pay that stadium off, but COVID is hampering us, and we need so many positions in our team that we need to improve. So they will test our resolve with bids, and you have to worry because Harry Kane, we talk about him rightly as top 2 best striker on the planet. Who's the other best striker? Lewandowski. Who's he playing for? He's playing for the best team in Germany, who just recently won a Champions League title and are odds on to win the Bundesliga again, and will most likely be in the Champions League quarters or semi-finals this year. What's Harry Kane doing? He's 9th. He's in the Europa League. He's playing well below his station. So as a Spurs fan, it's not even a
leave though.
I think he will. I think he will want to leave because he had an interview with Harry Redknapp. I think it was last year, the year before. And for him, it's more a case of the club matching his ambitions. If the club don't match his ambitions, he's gone. And for me, if I was Harry Kane's advisor, I wouldn't be telling him to stay at Spurs. As a Spurs fan, I want him to stay at Spurs. But as a neutral, if you're looking at it from a neutral perspective, Spurs are very much on a downward spiral right now, and we need a lot of work to try and get us back to where we were at our best under Pochettino. Can Harry Kane wait that long? So with Spurs fans, for us, it's not. I don't want him to leave Spurs. I don't want him to leave. I wish he'd stay at Spurs, but I wouldn't be mad if he left.
You've got 2 players at your club that you can get top dollar for, and that's Son and Kane. Yeah, and that maybe both could go, and you could do a whole rebuild.
Both of them are above where Tottenham are currently.
Yeah, 100%. They're both class. They're both world class, bruv.
Some of our fans keep thinking, oh, it's COVID, it's COVID, it's COVID. Teams don't spend it. I keep saying, bro, expect the unexpected, because the clubs that can afford Harry Kane, COVID ain't going to stop them from going for Harry Kane. It's not.
Exactly.
It's not going to stop. Like,
City need an Aguero replacement, bruv. If they want Harry Kane, they're getting Harry Kane.
This is what I'm saying. A lot of people keep saying, oh, yeah, COVID, yeah, this, that, and the other. But people need to realize that for the money we're going to ask for Harry Kane, there's probably maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 clubs in Europe that could afford it. And 2 of them, they will pay that money. They will pay that money for Harry Kane, irrespective of COVID. So it's as I said, it's not a case of worry for me. It's almost acceptance. So if and when it happens, I'll be fine with it, because I've already accepted that. It's that I accepted that it was a possibility from last season. So if it happens, it happens. Same with Son. Simple.
How much do you think he's worth?
I think he's worth 150 million.
I was about to say that.
I think he's worth 150 million.
But I also don't think you could command that if he was to say he wants to leave. I think if he was to say he wants to go as a captain, your negotiation would be a little bit weaker, and you might have to accept maybe 120 with add-ons or something like that. Maybe we might have to negotiate, but because it's Daniel Levy, because he's a tough as nails negotiator, I don't think he'll settle for anything less, because he is literally our best player. He's not only is he our best player,
he is your best player.
Yeah, not only is he our best player, he is arguably, exactly. In fact, I'll make a statement here. I think on his best, he's as good as Lewandowski. But even if you don't agree,
I personally have him as better, because I just think his overall game is more complete than Lewandowski.
I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to say it. I don't want to get clipped up and whatnot. But this is what I'm saying. This is a guy who, on his best, he does everything and can score the goals as well. So we're talking about a player who instantly improves you tenfold. So that type of commodity in world football, you have to be paying top dollar.
Imagine Harry Kane at Bayern Munich. Do you know what I mean? And you've got Müller. Müller can almost interchange, and Müller can go beyond, and Harry Kane can find those runs.
And Müller's mad underrated as well, by the way. Whenever
very underrated.
His movement is just ridiculous. He is for me one of the best number 10s or whatever second star, whatever you want to call it.
His vision is brilliant as well, and his passing is fantastic.
It's mad.
As well.
It runs into the box. He's a mad footballer, and he doesn't get anywhere near enough praise.
Thomas Müller, most underrated.
When people mention number 10s and stuff like that, nobody mentions him, bruv. He's unbelievable, bro. And he seems to have been around forever as well, isn't it? I don't even know how old he is. He's got to be in his 30s, surely.
30 years old. But anyway,
go.
Lewa, I think he's also a complete striker. He can do it, but not to the level that Harry Kane can when it comes to passing outside the box and stuff. But Lewandowski's technique is supreme. His technical ability is probably better than Harry Kane's. But the point I'm making is Kane is a huge asset in world football, and in recent seasons we've seen Dembele cost 100 million. We've seen João Felix cost 102 million. We've seen Coutinho cost 160 million. We saw Paul Pogba cost 93 million. Look at all these. We saw Harry Maguire cost 80 million. If Jack Grealish left nowadays at 25 years old, he'd cost you close to 90 million.
Especially when people are saying Rice is 80 million, bruv.
We're well within our right. We're well within our rights to ask for 150 million, because I think that is what he's worth at minimum. At a minimum.
Got a comment here, super chat saying League Honor is generational. That ends the debate.
Thanks very much, man. We'll end on a high note. I'll see you later.
That ends the debate. Do you know what I want to get to? And it would be bad if I didn't even get to it. It would be a disrespect. There's only one team in London still in the Champions League. What are you, man, doing this?
Oh, look at this guy. Joel Felix is going to run you, man, ragged, bruv. Now I said that he ain't as good as people think.
Do you know what? That is actually next week. That game. So that's going to be interesting. But so I won't actually get too gassed before we actually get destroyed. I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game between Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, but I'm still not sure which way it's going to go. Like, you can't disrespect a team that's top of the league, one defeat all season, great defensive record as well. scored 40 plus goals in 20 something games, I think. And obviously Luis Suarez is on the form of his life. I don't know how many goals he's got. He's something like 15 and 17 or some crazy shit like that. So he's that, and obviously, do you know what worries me is that they found a better balance. They used to be a defensive team that couldn't get the goals and they were always going for the 1-0s. And I still don't think they're going to blow us away. And they still did get absolutely peppered by Bayern Munich in the group stage as well. That's why they finished second. But in saying that, Chelsea, this is going to be the strongest opposition they've come up against since Tuchel was in charge. It's a massive test, and we're definitely underdogs. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But what, are you man playing this week? Where are you going? Kazakhstan? What's going on?
Yeah, we're playing in no one cares about the second tier European competition, but
I do. You know what? If we came up against Diego Simeone's Atletico, bruv, it'd be a cricket score. So yeah, I am actually loving life in the Europa League because we ain't getting embarrassed every week.
I just think, you know what it is? I feel like this I had to do, because normally I do live stream previews. And I said to myself, look at this team we're playing. I can't even name one player from this team.
Back in 1 minute.
Yeah. I said to myself, I can't name you one player on this team. Why am I doing a live stream? So I ditched the live stream. I literally put out a 12-minute preview this morning because I'm like, why am I having to waste my breath explaining that I'm playing the sixth best team in the Austrian league? This is where we are now. We've gone from playing Barcelona, Dortmund, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Leipzig, to Bayern Munich, to Wolfsburg AC.
Yeah,
come on, man. It's just I don't know if you noticed as well, but obviously I had to keep my hat off to
everyone's saying in the chat.
Yeah, everyone's calling me Lukaku and stuff like that. This is how I've been cutting my hair during lockdown anyway. It's just
it's a smart move because it's long. Long.
My hairline isn't even that great anyway. I'm losing my hair anyway, so I'm like, F it, let me just cut it off. But I told this freezing cold condition, I told myself, let it serve as a lesson to you, to just let this cold slap your head and make sure you don't forget how bad this team is. So for the rest of this week, I'm not wearing a hat. I'm literally just going to be like this. And I might even do it for the foreseeable future. Until Spurs start winning, I'm not going to let myself think that this squad are underperforming, etc. I'm just going to tell myself, this squad's bad. You deserve this.
Yeah.
Slap on your head. Let the cold slap my head.
You're letting the cold slap your head. You're mad. Someone said in the chat, Pochettino's already doing very well at PSG. I mean, we spoke about this. He's a great coach. He's done amazing things in the Premier League. He was always amazing things in Europe already, despite the lack of trophies. He was always going to go to PSG and do well with the players that he's got there. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's going to be able to get some trophies under his belt. And PSG winning the Champions League, that is not really something that would irk me. I don't have a rivalry or beef with PSG. It would be nice for Neymar to get it, Mbappe to get it, Poch to get it. If Chelsea can't win it, that's one of my teams where I'd say, go and get it. But yeah, I mean, Lee, who are you playing this week? Is it
Benfica?
Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah, good team. Good.
You're a joker.
I have to do it, bro. If I didn't do it, it would be wrong because I think the next time we record this, Chelsea would have played Atletico, and I don't know what mood I'm going to be in, so I have to take advantage now.
Yeah, well,
are you confident?
Put it this way: when it's a Simeone masterclass and he out tactics and out thinks and out fight and they out fight, and then Luis Suarez bags a hat trick or something, you best believe I'm coming back with that smoke, bruv. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because by then I think we'll be we won't. We'll be going into the second leg the next day.
Yeah.
Don't worry, bruv. The tie will be over in the first one. Yeah, right. So yeah, we've got Benfica, who are fourth in their league. They're conceding pretty much nearly a goal a game. Yeah. They've got some good players though, man. They've got one of the ex-Tottenham centre backs, Vertonghen. Yeah. I'm putting him in the good category, by the way. I was just saying.
Jan is a Rolls Royce centre back.
Yeah, watch, he'll score against us now. I said that. They've got Otamendi partnering him. Alex Grimaldo at left back's quality. He's decent. He's going to be a threat for them. Everton Suarez. He's been linked to us.
You should win.
We should win. That's the thing. We should win. But this is Arsenal, bruv, and it's not at Benfica, which is, I suppose, in a way, doing us doing
They're calling me Lukaku because I got my skin.
Yeah, and the Inter shirt. I'm not gonna lie, you have set yourself up with this with the Inter Milan shirt.
I don't want to use the R word, but that's kind of mad.
Exactly. It's kind of bad. I've just left those. I've just left.
I'm playing about it. It's not mad at all.
I've just left the comments so far. After the shit that went down on my last stream yesterday, I'm not even trying to entertain wild comments.
But yeah, as I was saying, they have got some decent players, but it's Arsenal, man. We don't know what Arsenal's turning up, bruv. Is it the Arsenal that went out there and battered Leeds off the park for 60 odd minutes? Or is it the Arsenal that didn't even look like they were interested against Villa the week before?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to judge. And Tierney's back in training. That's a plus for us. Aubameyang bagged a hat-trick, so he's back, hopefully. That's the first hat-trick he's scored in the league since he's been at our club.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked, but he always gets braces. He always scores, like he scored hat-trick in Europa League and stuff like that, but he's never scored in the league a hat-trick. He always gets 2. I think he's had 12 braces since before he got that hat-trick in the league. That's mad, isn't it? But he's been quality for us since he's been here until this season, and he looked like he was back to his best the other day. He looked sharp, man. Soon as that first goal that he scored, as soon as he got the ball, within a split second, he's in the box and he's twisting him up. Yeah, and I was like, "Rah, Aubameyang's on it." Like, I mean,
it's on it,
you know. He did look good, but it would probably be on the left wing for this game with Laka up front. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know what Arteta's going to do. You don't know what team he's going to pick. Thomas Partey's not going to make it. That's a big miss. But I think that the fact it's playing on a neutral ground, it's going to be at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. Yeah, and it's technically the away leg.
Nice.
I'll take 1-0 to the Arsenal, bruv. I don't care how we win. Just win that game, keep a clean sheet. Then the away leg, the home leg is then in Greece.
Yeah.
Mad. Yeah. So I think that we just got to sit and park the bus ish, and then just hit them on the. You know why I'm saying that?
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. We take them apart and we do what Mbappe did last night to Barca, and the tie's over.
Yeah.
But I don't see it going that way because this manager's not done that to anyone all season, bruv.
Yeah.
Yes, we played really well against Leeds and we were 4-0 up and coasting. We're the only team in the league that can go 4-0 up and still be worried we ain't going to win. You know, so I don't want us to go and take the game to them and go all guns blazing against them, because if we do that, they will hurt us. Yeah, because we can't defend when we're wide open. Bellerin can't do anything defensively. So for me, I'd sit and play it cautious. It'll probably be a bore fest. Let them make the run in. They're the home team. They've got to score. Yeah, they need a goal. We don't necessarily need a goal, but if we can play that counter-attacking football that we did when he first came in, and Aubameyang takes his chances like he did when he first came in, then I see us winning it. If we don't, it's going to be peak, bruv. I can't lie. If we don't beat him, I am going to have the because he knocked us out against Olympiacos last season. If he knocks us out to Benfica, I'll have the because the two seasons before we got to final and semi.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask as well, though. I was going to ask. In fact, no, it's gone, Matisse. I've forgotten my question.
Is Aubameyang back? I mean, he got a hat trick against Leeds. He did a great performance there. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I think it's his first hat trick in the Premier League, which is mad for me to even hear, because he's been belting in goals since he got here from Dortmund. But are you confident that he's back now, or how do you feel about him? Is that just a one-off?
No, I think I'm not a reactionary type of person in terms of saying players are back or he's this and he's that. He's back. He's back. And the reason I think that I know he's back is in the games that I've watched him, which is every game this season, he's looked crap, bruv. He's looked a yard off pace. He's not been sharp. He just looked lazy. It looked like somebody had sapped all of his energy in every game. Yeah. When I see him in that game, he was 10 yards outside the box when he got that ball. And in a split second, he's in the box twisting the guy up. Yeah. And I was like, Aubameyang's actually driven into the box with pace. I ain't seen that all season. Yeah. And the way he twisted up Haaland, the guy didn't have a clue which way he was going. Then when he flicked it onto his right and hit it, bruv, he done that in such a quick movement, all in one hit. I was like, wow. It even took the cameraman by surprise, right? Because we all thought he was going to put it in the top corner like he did against Alisson, in the Community Shield. Yeah, the cameraman behind the goal thought he was going to do the same as well. So the camera's gone up there and then realised it went down there. Everyone thought it was going top bins, but he looked really good. His movement, his running with the ball. Man, I think he is back. And you know what? I'm so glad for him as well, because I never, obviously I had the and give him 0 out of 10s and stuff in my player rating, and say that he's caught ozolitis and all that one. But honestly, I never gave up on him, man. The same with Pepe. Yeah, I'm not tapping out on them two because I know they're quality, bro.
Give up on Pepe, Lee. But Uber.
This man's got Lucas Moura running around stinking out the place. He's telling me, Pepe, bro.
He's crap. We need to get rid of him. I've given up on him. The same way you should.
You owe him your life, bruv. Man got you Champions League final.
Exactly. And now he's crap. I can't do that. But on Aubameyang, I do think football fans as well, it's okay to call if a player is playing shit. It's okay to call him out and say that he's played shit. Like this season, I do think Aubameyang suffered from a reduction in your chance creation at the start of the season, and then even on top of that, I felt like his personal level was poor. I said that very early on in the season. I watched games like Liverpool where he was really bad. Like by his standards, we know that he's not the type to be this complete player in build-up, but general performances and even some of the misses that we saw, it wasn't like him. But I feel like people find it hard to differentiate a player who's playing bad versus a player who's actually bad. He's a footballer who's played, who's been carrying your team literally from the day he came to Arsenal. So he's allowed a dip. He's actually allowed a dip, and I feel like fair enough. If you want to say he's playing shit, yes, he's playing shit. But to doubt his quality as the striker that you've been seeing in the 2 seasons, that's where I didn't really understand it, and I saw that from Arsenal's. I saw that from your fan base, and I saw that from other opposition fans who are like, "Oh, all of a sudden he's crap now." I'm like, bruv, this guy has literally been scoring 30 plus the last 2 seasons. Was clapping 30 to 40 goals at Dortmund. Yeah, how dare you say that?
He's one of 3 or 4 players, or 5. I think there's 5 players: him, Kane, Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski. They're the only 5 that in the last 5 seasons have bagged over 20 goals every season. He's just had a bad season, and the thing is, his mum's been ill, and we only found this out recently that his mum's been ill, and that's why he wasn't in the squad. He was in the squad against Southampton, and he was going to start, and then he had to go, and he flew off out the country to go and be with his mum. He then put a message out on Insta and Twitter saying that his mum was ill. She's a lot better now. And blah, blah, blah. And that now coincides with him looking like he's on it again. I don't know what was wrong with his mum. I don't know how ill she was. He hasn't put that out there, and that's none of our business. But maybe that is why his performances have been shit, because he's thinking raw about his mum constantly.
Do you know what it is?
Then down to the manager to take him out of the limelight and say, "Yo, just go and do what you got to do."
Yeah. I think sometimes we forget that there's a life outside football, and these guys have personal lives to deal with. And just because they make a lot of money, it doesn't mean that the pandemic is not affecting them, their families, just as much as it's affecting us and our families and all the things that we have to go through as well. And I think 2 instances, Aubameyang, obviously, with that, the way that he came out there. And for me, it would have been, I never would have understood Arsenal fans saying that Aubameyang's no good anymore or anything like that, because he has earned enough credit in the bank with the amount he's been delivering over the years to have an off season. Hazard had an off season at Chelsea as well, and we still worship him, and he's at Real Madrid now. Do you know what I'm saying? But that situation there, and also Klopp as well, when he was being a bit snappy in the media, we maybe look, I definitely looked at it. I was like, yo, that's a bit rude. He's getting a bit mad. And then Lord and behold, it comes out, and it's like, yo, he's going through some stuff, man. His mum is, ill, and then obviously now she's passed, and you start to understand why a person is going to be snappy in the media when they're getting asked stupid questions, and you know what I mean? And they might not be the most polite all the time, and his team is losing and he's going through. And it's just, it must be a lot mentally to deal with, especially for Klopp, where you've had that situation. You couldn't go and visit your mum. Your team are losing as well. You're getting it in the media, left, right, and centre about, the worst champions of all time, all this stuff. They're going through injuries. You're having to pick midfielders at centre back and all these things. It's not, you know what I mean? It must be difficult. So I do sympathise.
Especially from only 8 months ago, when he was getting all the plaudits and everything was rosy and he was the best manager in the world. Yeah, it's like a massive high back then to a massive drop 8 months later.
Sorry, guys. I'm just monitoring the comments. I'm seeing people say that Aubameyang is definitely the best finisher in the league. Since when?
No, that was never the case, and that's not.
No, he's not.
No,
he's not better than Harry Kane.
You always have to take it too far. Always people. No, he's not. No. Harry Kane is like not. Harry Kane and when Aguero, I can't say Aguero anymore because he hasn't played in ages.
No, but Matisse, you can't say Aguero is. In fact, I can. I will say Aguero is better than Aubameyang. I'm sorry. I know he's better than Aubameyang.
He wasn't. He's like, I'm not gonna say it. You know what? I'm gonna say it.
But the point that we're making here, is who's the best finisher, and we know Aguero is a better finisher than Aubameyang. We've seen it evidenced.
It's Harry Kane. Though. It's the best finisher in the league. Harry Kane. You know
Harry Kane he's a better finisher than Aubameyang as well. But Aubameyang is I think he's a world class finisher. I do.
Aubameyang's movement in the penalty box is probably the best. Vardy's got to be in this conversation as well, by the way.
Yeah, Vardy's. Do you know what it is with Vardy? I feel
Vardy's up there, but I think Aubameyang is better.
Yeah, I feel like his technique is not as good as a Harry Kane. Where if you're looking at a situation where scoring from all angles, both feet, put it in the corners of the goal,
out finisher.
Yeah,
you'd have to say Harry Kane, then Aguero.
Yeah, I would go with that. Someone just said Aguero is better than Shearer, the fan.
Harry Kane is just as good in the box, but I do think Aguero in the box, near post finishes, etc. I think Aguero is a better finisher in the box. Outside the box, for me, Harry Kane is the best of all the strikers. Harry Kane is the best finisher outside the box. He scored the most goals outside the box in the league as well. I think he's insane. But those two are definitely top two.
100%.
Yeah, someone just said Werner, so now I know you're trolling.
Can we just say it's 20 episodes, but you don't need to renew your Netflix and all them ones now, bruv. We found Timo.
Do you know what it is with Timo? He's been playing wide left all season. He's been playing up front. The position that Tuchel's playing him, if he can't get himself into form now, like he's been playing well the last few weeks, Timo Werner. In terms of finding Timo, he's been playing well. He's been getting assists. He set up Mason Mount against Sheffield United, but he wasn't getting the goal. He was still missing chances and whatnot. And he does need to be bagging goals. But the position that Tuchel's playing in, which is like the second striker, left forward position, just off someone, that is his best position. That is where he was at Leipzig, just behind Paulson. And now the onus is on Timo Werner to get goals because he's under a manager that knows him, that can improve him. That he needs to improve his first touch skill.
Sorry to stop you, but can we get? I'm looking at some of these comments now. They're calling me Stormzy. I don't know anything like Stormzy. Now
I've all the way through this. I've seen Lukaku, Stormzy.
It's the Inter Milan shirt. Lukaku.
Lukaku.
I heard someone said Tomori. I look nothing like Tomori. They're just picking black men with beards. And they're just saying, yeah, you look like him.
Bald as well. It's the bald thing as well, honestly.
It's ridiculous.
They'll be dropping a young Rick Ross next, bruv. Don't worry about that.
Honest to God. But yeah,
when we first started this stream as well, by the way, somebody said Lee Gunner looks like Peter Crouch. Yeah? I do not in any way, shape, or form look like anyone other than Graham Potter.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you look just like Graham Potter. Flipping hell.
Yeah, come on, it's my twin. Do you know what? He's 8 years older than me as well. No, 7 years older than me. Yeah, he could actually be my older brother. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
I might
brilliant.
start brushing my hair down because my forehead's bigger than Arsenal's future, bro. So I might have to start brushing my hair down so that I can look identical. Yeah, maybe I can make a career out of it.
Arsenal fan by day, Arsenal fan by night, Brighton manager by day. This does not help the rumours of you not supporting Arsenal. Now
I get this all the time. Look, people say I look like Joe Root. No, I don't. People say I look like Russell Howard. No, I don't. Nacho Monreal. No, I don't. Peter Crouch.
Russell
I
Howard.
don't.
There's a little.
Bro, I'm funnier than Russell Howard, man. My level. Yeah,
we're not going to do who is Matisse. I've got Lingard. I've got so much stupidness. I'm not even going to get involved.
Lingard.
I have no idea why.
Whoever told me that, I'd block him.
But yeah, just to wrap up in terms of Timo Werner, I definitely feel like he is in the best position to have a strong end to the season. And hopefully he gets his goals because we obviously need to make top 4. But people, we've had a great show. We've had a generational debate, which needed to be had because it's always up for discussion on the TL. And I think we made an important point today. I think we made a very important point, which distinguishing between a generational player and a generational talent. And I think that is where we can try and maybe have a difference in terms of where we put people. Maybe Erling Haaland's a generational talent, but now Mbappe is a generational player because of what he's proven. Do you know what I'm saying?
Generational talent and player.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was a good debate, man. It was a good debate, and it's nice to see that we are not going to make the list so big. It's certainly way too big in terms of Greenwood, Foden. I feel like we just need to give it a few more years before we start giving these guys these titles. But yeah, big up for the show, boys. Lee, let them know where they can find you, bro.
I'm everywhere these days, brother, if I'm being honest. I've now got Discord, so make sure you check out my Discord.
You have a Facebook, a Discord, next Twitter, BBM, MSN.
I've got everything, bro.
They're calling me Mark Henry in the comments now. What the hell? He's just Toby equals skinny Mark Henry. What?
Do you know what? Right? It's a good job you're taking it in the right way as well, isn't it? Yeah, because like, do you know what?
Some people, Me,
It
is what it
anyway, is. Lee Gunner 82 on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram,
Twitch.
Lee Gunner AFC on Facebook, Lee Gunner on YouTube. My Discord is Lee. I don't even know what my Discord is. It's in the description of my last video I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tobs, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me at Inter Milan. My name's Romelu Lukaku. Being told I look like Shaq now as well, so you can find me on that show that Shaq does in America. But in fact, TapinTobs on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube as well. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, just go subscribe. TapinTobs. There you go.
Yeah, and like I said, links are in the description, people. And yeah, just to give you, because I know everyone at the start of the stream was asking a question. I don't run from questions. I just decided I'll leave it to the end. The stream obviously yesterday was deleted, the Battle of the North, and it was a great show. I really enjoyed it in terms of it's always a funny show with the cast. But for me, just certain things were said on that show that I personally can't condone and don't want on my channel. And like I said, everyone, in terms of when they guest on my show, you're free to say what you want to say on your own channels. You know what I'm saying? That's your responsibility. But for me, obviously, my name is on this, and I have to protect my own name. And if it's not something that I would condone or I would push, and it's not something that I want to have on my space, then I'm not going to have it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everyone's got their own social medias and their own channels to say what they want. But on my channel, I just don't want to be roped into it. And obviously, it was great to see Rance and Big Steve at the end of the show come together and kind of patch it up, whether that is actually
were they on the same stream?
Yeah, it was on the same stream. So
man.
I know everybody wanted to watch it, and I am not a fan.
Your Battle of the North is normally on Thursdays, bro.
No. All you can eat Chelsea's on Thursday. Battle North is always on Tuesdays. And like I said, it was I wanted to bring, because I work with both of them on a weekly basis, and I wanted them to patch it up if possible, because obviously they're both, Big Steve is new in the content creation game, and Rance is obviously established. So it would be nice to. I think they would get along. They have great banter between them. But for me, I was just like, listen, my channel, guys, it's like, I'm young. I'm 23. I'm not trying to get involved in this big man beef. My channel is really all about entertainment, having debates, do you know what I mean? And enjoying yourself and throwing a bit of comedy and a little bit of Hudson-Odoi is better than Sancho every now and then. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to get involved in big man beef. So when I seen that it went left at a certain point, I was like, cool, this is not worth keeping up, because I have my own thing to run here. So yeah, big up to all the
generational talent on this YouTube game. That's what it is, you know what
I mean? Big up to everybody in the chat. We had like 800 people live listening. And yeah, man, much love to all of you, and we'll see you next week for the show. Hopefully,
out, by the way, I'm getting it in early before you press that button. I'll tell.
I'm not even ready. I'm not even near the button, but hopefully Chelsea are not getting slapped up next week.
Mourinho out. I'm getting it in before you press that.
Oh really? Yeah, Mourinho out. Okay. Yeah. So it's both of them. Well, two caught in. Tuchel in, and like I
Shut
said,
up, man. You won't be saying that when you get back by Suarez, yeah?
like I said, I hope next week Chelsea have secured the bag, because I'm not trying to see Lee and Tobs after Chelsea have been dismantled. That is not going to be fun at all. People, in a bit, and much love. See you next week.
I'll pet her out.